Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to do this off the cuff. Hopefully not ramble too much. Not use too many filler words. I'm not completely sure why I'm even recording this. I know that I don't have a lot of reach. I don't have a lot of influence. So maybe the reason I'm recording this is for a form of self-therapy. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is useful or helpful to someone, but because of the strange nature of algorithms and the internet, maybe one person, two people might see it, but I think that's fine. Because maybe this is just healthy for me to process what's going on in the world. I think there's two main things that I want to say that are just helpful for me, or I hope would be helpful to anyone watching this or listening to this. First, I want to remind you, inform you, or reinforce that we all of us are being played. We're all being played. There is a system, a set of algorithms in place that are designed to present things to us that will engage. It's designed so that we'll engage. And it wants to make us angry. It wants to make us feel divided. Seemingly all for the sake of making money. Seemingly. I'm not going to get too much into conspiratorial territory there, but just this idea that we're being played. And don't forget that. Or know this. The stuff you're shown is the most extreme because it keeps you engaged. The people on the right, the people on the left, because this isn't like a political thing to one up anybody. This isn't a political thing to ask you to change your political affiliation or whatever. This really isn't intended to be political. It's societal. You're being shown the worst of both sides of an equation. You're shown the most extremes because it'll keep you engaged. Likely, you have more in common with people that don't hold the exact views as you than you think, but this whole system is designed to cause disunity because people benefit. When we aren't unified, there are really, really legitimately evil people that benefit from the disunity. It's an opportunity for them to acquire more power, more control, more money, to amass all of these things, to be more depraved because you're distracted. You're distracted. We're distracted because we're appalled. And there are things worth being appalled about. There are things worth being angry over and disgusted, but it's enhanced and it's amplified. And if you don't step back and recenter yourself, you can get drawn into it. I know because I have. And nothing changes. Well, things do change. They get worse. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Don't forget that you're being played. You're being played like a fiddle. You're allowed to be appalled. You're allowed to be angry for a time. Sad. Disgusted. But eventually you have to move forward Because otherwise you'll get captured. You'll get captured by the emotionalism that will lead things to be further divided. Because you're shown the worst of humanity, no matter what your political affiliation is. The second thing I want to say may be more obvious. The common ground that we all have in a civilized society, at least in the Western world, is that what you say, other than straight up inciting violence against someone, needs to be allowed because the alternative is so much worse. I'm a Christian. You could say all kinds of horrible things about God. You can say all kinds of horrible things about Jesus. But as long as we both agree that we're allowed to say those things, we have a baseline commonality. That is not violence against my religion or my beliefs. If you don't like me because of the color of my skin or the sound of my voice or my gender, you're allowed to say that, as long as you don't straight up say you want to murder me, right? You say you just don't like me because of that and say all kinds of horrible things about me, you're allowed to say it. And that's our commonality. If we don't have that, the alternative is so much worse. And history has shown us that. Free speech needs to be nearly absolute. Nearly. Again. With caveat. And there's gray areas, it's messy, it's not easy, but the alternative is so much worse, and history has shown us that. So that's what we need to adhere to. In conclusion to this, so I don't yap forever, I want to encourage you to get away from the hysteria machine of social media for a bit. Ironically, me posting this to social media, likely, if I decide to post it. And secondly, cling to the common ground. Realize that the person who may disagree with you on things probably has more in common with you. And that algorithm and that hysteria machine that's designed to separate you, designed to create things to piss you off, show things to you that piss you off so that you'll engage and stay on a platform, wants to divide you, wants you to think you don't have that common ground. Don't let the loudest fringe make you become the thing you think you're fighting. Yeah, so I think that's all I have to say. Repost this if you want. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that you hate my guts. It's fine. You have the right to tell me that you don't like me, don't like the way I look, the way I talk. And I want you to have that. And I still love you. I still pray for you. Because it's important. It's important to not sink to the lowest levels of hatred, because nothing will change. Blood for blood, hatred for hatred, nothing ever changes.